welcome to the Behind the Drapes podcast. I'm your
Thank
host,
you.
Expo Rich. I'm here with Sarin Bachmann, the SVP of RX Jewelry, and new and exciting position. I mean, not position, but your promotion. So
Thank you.
Congratulations on your recent promotion.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, and thank you for being here today. We're here recording at SISO CEO Summit here in Austin, and why I've been doing this podcast is I've been wanting to learn more about the people in our industry and their journey throughout how they got to leadership today. And I always like to talk to the leaders because everyone's got a different path. And my first question is, like, how did you get into the industry? How did you find yourself with your first trade show and event company?
Yes, I had an interesting path into the industry. So I went from when I graduated college, I studied business in college, and I went on to be a consultant at what was then called a Big Six consulting firm in New York City. And one of my clients was Reed Exhibitions.
Oh, okay.
And that's how I learned about the trade show industry to begin with. And I really just loved the trade show industry. I fell in love with it, and I fell in love with the people and the culture at Reed Exhibitions.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a twofold thing. I always knew I wanted to do business, but I didn't have one particular aspect of business that I wanted to focus on. I didn't want to be just marketing or just PR or just sales or just doing finance. And what I love about trade shows is I get to do all of that.
Oh, yeah.
I get to be a piece of running basically my own business in that way. Yeah. And so it was very attractive to me.
Because every show has its own P&L and its own budgets and its own ecosystem.
Exactly. So that's how I got there.
Okay. And so that was... Now, what would you say hooked you to make the jump from consulting to there?
So I actually went a little meandering. So at the end of the project where Reed Exhibitions was the client for me, they were talking to me about hiring me, but it wasn't really the right opportunity or the right time. And then when I decided to leave consulting, I went to work for General Electric at NBC in New York City doing Six Sigma projects, which was basically like being an internal consultant for General Electric. But I stayed in touch with my mentor and my friends at Reed, and eventually, after a few years, it was the right time and the right opportunity, and I did go to work there. It was just a goal of mine ever since I had been there as a consultant.
And have you always been in the jewelry portfolio? Have you worked your way through different types of projects?
Yeah, so good question. When I first went into Reed, I was working in centralized marketing, still doing a little of my consulting type work and then improvement projects for the business. And then the first small show opportunity that came up when I was ready to be an event leader happened to be in the jewelry portfolio. So it was the luxury show. Yeah. And I applied for that show and I got it. And ever since then, I haven't looked back. I've since then been in the jewelry portfolio.
Yeah. And that's a great show. I remember when you launched the Miami rendition, I was fortunate to work with you on it.
Yes, exactly. But we get to work together on JIS now.
That's right. So as you've transitioned through working on shows and then into now leading portfolios, throughout your leadership journey, I'm sure there's been people that have helped you along the way as far as mentors and people that have pulled you up. And you want to talk about some of those people that have pulled you up along the way?
Yeah, so I mean, the main one that I just even mentioned was my first mentor was Nancy Walsh. So when I was a consultant at Reed, Nan was my main contact. She was head of sales at the time, and she was the person I was meeting with as we were delivering a new sales solution for the business. So she was the one who hired me into coming to Reed at that point that I mentioned. And she's just such an amazing mentor and advocate and leader. I learned so much from her. When I came into the business, I wasn't running events yet, but I wanted to. And she gave me opportunities to take on stretch assignments because I didn't have sales experience. So I took the opportunity and I sold an alpha, the letter S, on a new launch that was coming up to learn how to sell. And then another mentor would be Greg Topalian, who at the time was a peer of mine, and he was running an event. And I shadowed him on that event for a little while to kind of see what it was to be an event leader. But throughout it all, Nan was just supportive and really I do credit her to the reason I'm in the trade show business and where I am today. She was also a great role model, being a woman in the working world. There has its own challenges, and she was being a mom, which we both, are now. I watched her as a mom, and one of the things that always amazed me is, as high up as she was, as powerful she was, if her kids called on the phone, she picked it up. It didn't matter what meeting she was in or what she was doing, and it set that kind of a tone of, yes, the work is really important, but your kids, your family comes first, and if they need you, you pick up that phone and you answer it, and then you go back to what you're doing. And she's just an amazing mentor.
Yeah, it's often that people say family first, but that's showing it that it's family first.
Yes,
so.
And I do it with my team now. I mean, it's such a huge focus for me. I happen to have a female-heavy team. I think it's because it's jewelry content, or I'm not sure why, but I find I do the same thing. And even with, the dads in our organization, really, we work really hard, and everybody's great at their job, but you have to focus on the other parts of life when things come up and when that's important.
Definitely. And so as we're finishing out this year, what's some of the exciting things that you're looking forward to for 2025 and then maybe into 26?
I mean, I'm always looking forward to the next challenge. It's really important to me to focus on, no matter how great our shows are and no matter how well they're doing, I always make the point that we have to keep innovating, we have to keep changing, we have to keep raising the bar. So I look forward to continuing to raise the bar on the shows that I'm working on and develop my team and all the exciting things we have to come.
I'm sure that's just innate for you, working on through all that Six Sigma, that now you're into people development all the time. Right?
Yes, exactly. I'm actually taking on a new challenge at work now, which is so I have my own jewelry portfolio team that I work with all the time, but I also head up meetings to share best practices with event leaders across the U.S. business and trying to really impart the wisdom, because I've been an event leader for so long, and I've been through a lot of the different challenges and opportunities to help grow the event leaders across our business. And I'm now going to step into an opportunity of trying to do that globally for our acts, to really help global event leaders across our acts share best practices, learn from each other, and share and just raise the bar.
That's fantastic. Fantastic. And one more question. You've been coming to SISO for a few years now.
Yes.
And you've spoken many times on the stage. And what is one of the things that has been a value add for you about coming to SISO and being part of this?
There's so many value adds. I think one of them would be networking, of course. I mean, at any show, that is really becoming one of the number one values out of a show is seeing old colleagues, meeting new connections that can lead to business ventures. Just getting out of, now that it's post-pandemic and people are working remote and working from home more often, just getting out and being with people, even if it's being with your own team. So the networking is an amazing piece of it. Seeing our partners, like you're one of our great partners, and our other partners that I don't always get so much FaceTime with, and meeting new partners here and learning. I mean, the sessions are great. I love that they bring in speakers like The Economist we just had, and just giving you those outlooks on the trade show industry that I don't normally get in my day-to-day.
Absolutely.
Is so valuable. But I'd say the biggest thing is the people, always.
Always. And that's what we are. We're in the people business, right? Well, thank you so much for being here today. I appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Have a great rest of your event.
Thanks. You too.